Africa is far from being home.
Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso's 37-year-old military leader, has become a rising star across Africa.
This is Penax TV and a warm welcome to everyone watching us on this platform. Information reaching our desk shows that Russian President Putin has given an invite to Captain Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso to be in Russia, and this is coming after the whole chaos about a coup, an alleged coup that was plotted against Ibrahim Traoré, and this has brought a lot of conversations on social media. And currently, people are of the assertion that the bond between Putin, the Russian president, and then Captain Ibrahim Traoré is growing stronger as the day unfolds, and this has brought a lot of conversation. Like I said, I have my brother Chris in the studios here, and then he has more updates about the visit of Captain Ibrahim Traoré to the Russian President Putin and whatever transpired between them. Chris, a very warm welcome to the studios.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So right now we have a fair idea about the fact that Ibrahim Traoré paid a visit to Putin, the Russian president. What was this visit about?
Okay, so with the subsequent visits that he went, that he got assurance from Russian President Vladimir Putin, assuring him that yes, these Westerners will be coming, France, US, they will be coming, but he assured him that he will be by his back, he will support him in all attacks or whatever that will before him. But this time the visit was on the Soviet Union war that he fought in 1941 against the Germans, and they were commemorating the 80th anniversary of the victory in the great Patriotic War, which ended in 11th May 1945. So from 1945 to 2025 is 80 years, and they were celebrating their victory over the Germans as at that time. And he retreated the fact that 30,000 troops from the Burkina troops joined in this fight, and with that he invited President Putin, Ibrahim Traoré to commemorate and celebrate with them. Then breaking in this visit is that President Putin gifted President Ibrahim Traoré a secret gift. A gift that he only will know what is inside.
Wow.
So that is what is breaking in this visit.
Wow. So that, if I'm understanding you clearly, the visit of Captain Ibrahim Traoré to Russia to see President Putin had him get a secret gift.
Yes, a secret gift.
That no one has a fair idea about what
no one knows what is in that particular gift, apart from President Ibrahim Traoré.
So this is what is coming up about the visit of Captain Ibrahim Traoré to Russia to see President Putin, the Russian president. And then it is being said that a gift, which is a secret gift, was being handed over to Captain Ibrahim Traoré. And this is something that there is much to talk about. But before that, we would quickly rush through to watch this video of Captain Ibrahim Traoré in Russia with Russian President Putin. And then we'll come back and give you more updates on this issue.
Mr. President, friends, we are very glad to see you. And first of all, I would like to thank you once again for making this decision to participate in the commemorative events to honor the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War. I remember our constructive and useful conversation back in 2023 when you visited our country for the first time to participate in the Russia-Africa Summit in St. Petersburg. This time, your visit to Russia to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the victory is a great symbol, and it reflects the friendly character of relations between Burkina Faso and Russia. And I would like to mention your contribution, your country's contribution to defeating German Nazism and its allies. Some 30,000 Burkinabe fought with the anti-Hitler coalition forces under the guidance, under the leadership of legendary Frenchman Charles de Gaulle. And now we are united by our joint goal to fight against terrorism and extremism, and we will continue to support the Republic and restoring constitutional and lawful order, to fight against unlawful factions that are still operating in some parts of Burkina Faso. In recent years, we have accomplished great progress in mutually beneficial cooperation in various fields. In the end of 2023, after more than 30 years of hiatus, the embassy of Russia in Ouagadougou was turned operational again. And the economic cooperation is also important, even if trade is modest. It's growing, which is a good trend, and we need to preserve it. And we will continue to work together on further strengthening our economic ties and diversify further our trade cooperations. And it was useful to hold economic days of Burkina Faso in Russia that were held in 2024. And it was attended by the high-level Burkinabe delegation led by the Deputy Prime Minister, and we are working now on establishing intergovernmental commission. We have already established a working group to look into that matter, and we will continue to support your country in training personnel in 2024 and in 2025. The quota of Russian state scholarship for Burkinabe nationals was more than doubled, and this year we are ready to receive 27 more students from your country at the state's expense, and in total, more than 3,500 Burkinabe received higher education in Russia. Cultural and humanitarian ties also play an important part, and it is assisted by the Russian house that is operating in Ouagadougou since 2024. In particular, they are teaching Russian language there. There is a great potential in cooperation in the field of healthcare and sanitary regulations. Recently, on April 24-25, Madam Popova visited Ouagadougou and discussed the development of scientific and research infrastructure and training of personnel. We also prioritize humanitarian support for Burkina Faso. Last year, we allocated 25,000 tons of wheat free of charge, and this month we are going to send a large supply of other food products to Ouagadougou. We appreciate the support from Burkina Faso and many international platforms, including the UN and other multilateral platforms. A useful format of cooperation is the consultations between Russia and Sahel States Confederation. April this year, such a session was held in Moscow with foreign ministers. There are good prospects in many areas, and we will have a chance to discuss some of them today. Thank you for your attention. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Mr. President. I hope I pronounced my felicitation properly. For me, it was an honor to be part of these commemorative events devoted to the great victory anniversary, and I would like to thank you for inviting us. It was a great honor for us. And I need to say that during this visit, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about culture, about history, that laid the foundation of the resistance of the Russian people, of its struggle. I learned of sacrifices your people made, and due to these sacrifices, we are free. now. And I would like to thank you once again for this invitation. And this meeting allows us to think about what's happening in the world today and to think about the prospects as well. The obstacles that we can...
So that is a video of Russian President and Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso. Their meetup and the conversations that went on. Can you tell us a bit about what happened, what transpired?
Well, so with this meeting, they spoke more about their relationship currently. But as previously said, President Vladimir Putin has assured President Traoré that yes, truly the US may come, the French troops will come in just to bring him down, but he is 100% in support of him, or he's trying to assure him that if the US and the French and the France, when they come after him, they have Russia to contend with. Yeah.
So people are of the assertion that this whole meetup was not really about the commemorative of the great political war 80th anniversary and all that, but there is more to it, because looking at what is happening currently with the coup plot and the US and the France trying to come after him, he's just trying to prove a point that they are solidly behind him. It wasn't really about the event per se.
Yeah, so truly, as people will speculate, yes, they will see it as more of an assurance that the president is trying to give to President Traoré. But yes, indeed, with the meeting that they had, if you listen to both presidents, what they were saying were more of the kind of relationship that they want to create going forward.
Okay.
Yes. So for the support that they want to give in terms of helping President Traoré to maintain his seat as the president of Burkina Faso, he's still assuring them that in terms of trade, in terms of domestic school exchange, scholarships and all that, yes, he's indeed in support. President Traoré asked President Putin, instead of the exchange program that they do, that Burkinabe students have to fly over to Russia, and there's 27 of them that they are about to fly to Russia to be enrolled in a Russian university. President Ibrahim Traoré is entreating or asking President Putin to help them set up, branches of their universities in Russia, in Burkina Faso, so that they don't have to travel all the way. And with that one, they will get a larger number of Burkinabes attending a Russian university which is set up in Burkina. Then many of the other things that he requested President Putin do for Burkina Faso.
Wow. So now we're looking at Ukraine and Russia war. We saw how Russia were all in with arms and nuclear bombs and all that, and that shows how powerful Russia is.
Yes.
People are saying that Ibrahim Traoré is very fortunate because he has a solid man behind him, because when it comes to let's say, unfortunately, let's just say there should be a break of war between USA and Traoré just in the course of taking him off his position. He has Putin to support him.
Yes, so he stated in his in the meeting what President Traoré was saying. He stated the fact that all these terrorism in their region and all that are all part of imperialism.
Okay.
Yes, so with the fact that yes, Russia, in terms of nuclear bombs and all that, they are ahead of the US.
Okay.
Yes, they are the most powerful in terms of these nuclear bombs
arms and all that.
Yes. So he is saying that if he has a military that is well armed, they are praying so that he is going to have a military that is well armed to be able to fight against all these terrorism and all these attacks that is coming up on him. And he asks that President Putin comes in with their experts in science, in technology, and all that, to aid them build a very solid force to be able to fight against whatever attacks that may befall them. So yes, indeed, with Russia, they are very powerful in terms of all these tech and then nuclear bombs, ammunitions, and all that. So indeed, with President Putin behind President Traoré, it's a very good team that will counter any attack.
So with your research, was it only Traoré, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, that was invited to commemorate the 80th celebration, or they had other presidents join Traoré?
Well, so for now, he invited President Ibrahim Traoré to join the commemoration of the 80th anniversary of their victory. The Soviet Union's victory over the Germans as of that time. So for now, the meeting has ended. President Traoré is back in Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso.
Okay.
So as of now, I know he invited President Ibrahim Traoré to join, because if you can recall, the Soviet Union, there are so many countries that
have splitted now.
They've splitted now. They are no more with. The team that fought in that patriotic war as at that time, 1941, are no longer there. So he invited President Ibrahim Traoré to join him as he celebrates.
Wow. So that is about President Traoré's visit to Russia to meet Russian President Putin. And from the look of things, everything shows clearly that Ibrahim Traoré, captain of Burkina Faso, has a solid support from the Russian. And looking at it, people are saying maybe this is going to scare the US, the France, from actually plotting and ganging up. Because the last time we brought you an update, we spoke about General Michael, yes, giving a report about this whole Ibrahim Traoré trying to set up things against them. And then, one thing we should know is that right now, most of the countries like US and France, because of democratic rule, any country that tries to do coup or anything like that becomes an enemy to them because of imperialism. So right now, we could say that Captain Ibrahim Traoré and Russian President Putin are really having a strong bond, because from the picture we are seeing on the screen, you could see that things are really going on solidly between them. And we saw Captain Traoré with other military men, right?
Yeah, so all these military people are his escorts.
Okay.
People that join him to attend the meeting. So in their submissions in the meeting, President Vladimir Putin assured President Traoré that yes, indeed, there are so many things. Even in his previous visits, he assured him of his backing. But this time, they spoke more of, international relationships between the two of them. President Traoré stated the fact that yes, there are so many sanctions on Russia now from other international bodies. They've sanctioned him. There are a whole lot of sanctions, but he's trying to say that even with all these sanctions, he can still say that Russia is still ahead. Russia is still somewhere that we can say, yes, it is still a strong country to reckon with. And it is a good thing that befalls him, Ibrahim Traoré, to have a tie with President Putin.
Wow. So that is all about Russian President Putin's invitation of inviting Ibrahim Traoré, captain of Burkina Faso, to Russia. As it stands now, we can vividly say that Ibrahim Traoré has the support of Putin, which is a very good thing for him. And then we hope and wish that everything goes out well, especially with their international relations. We're going to give you more updates on this issue and more.